January 5, 2023. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, a 12-year-old girl had been placed in custody after fatally stabbing her 9-year-old brother, as reported by the police. The juvenile is currently held in a Tulsa juvenile detention facility, according to a news release from the Tulsa police. Authorities responded to a stabbing incident late Thursday night, with paramedics and firefighters already administering CPR to the 9-year-old male victim upon their arrival.
Yes, they're here!
Where's your daughter? Where's the knife at?
I don't even know what she used. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Come here,
sorry.
come here.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're just gonna put handcuffs on just for now.
Sorry, just be slow.
Where's the knife?
Sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. I don't know what chest. I'm so. I'm sorry. Please. I'm so sorry. Julie, you better pray to God. I'm praying, Mom. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sadly, at 2:30 a.m., Xander was declared deceased. He underwent surgery before he died of his injuries. As the footage continues, the 12-year-old girl, in handcuffs, eventually leads police to the knife used in the attack. She explains that she threw it out of her second-story window after she was done. "You used a knife?" April Lyda asks, appearing again and raising her hands in desperation in the doorway, as her daughter explains. "I'm so sorry, Mama," the 12-year-old shouts in response. "I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I've got to go with him," the boy's mother cries. "I'm so sorry," the girl says again, raising her face to the officer who has her detained. "I don't know what the happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened." Asked if she has any cuts on her body, the girl replies that she does and removes her hoodie. An officer remarks that most of the cuts on her arms look old. He finds one cut, he says, that looks newer but notes that it is not bleeding before putting her hoodie back on. In the patrol car, the girl repeatedly insists she's going to jail and asks whether she is going to jail. An officer vacillates between consoling her by saying it's too soon to tell and that she won't go to jail. "I ruined my life," the girl says in the car. "I ruined my whole future." The officer tells her nothing is ruined. "It's all my fault," she cries. Police said. Officers learned the children's parent was upstairs asleep when the 12-year-old daughter woke the parent up and said that she had stabbed her 9-year-old brother, police said.
So both my kids tonight. He was in bed. He was downstairs trying to sleep. I don't know why she even went down there. Like, what the hell was she? I don't understand any of it. All I know is I heard him screaming, like the worst scream ever. And I thought maybe he was having a nightmare, so I started to try to wake him up. And there's blood everywhere. And he said, "She stabbed me. She stabbed me." I was like, "Who?" And he started going in and out of consciousness, and so that's when they told me to put him on the floor and do chest compressions, and he could sleep downstairs, and I said yes. I wish I would have said no.
Well, there's nothing, don't blame yourself, there's nothing that you could have done differently.
But I normally tell him no, and this night I was like, yeah, fine.
Expressing her profound grief, Lyda conveyed her sense of failure towards both her son and daughter in response to the tragic incident. She voiced her belief that it was neither legal nor appropriate for the police to show the footage of the incident. In an attempt to caution against misinformation, she urged people not to blindly trust everything they encounter online or hear from unfamiliar individuals who have never met her or her family. Emphasizing her rights, she asserted that if she were negligent in any way, she doubted she would still have control over her surviving children. The mother of the Oklahoma girl, who fatally stabbed her younger brother earlier this year in a demonic rage, continues to stand by her daughter despite the tragic incident.
What have you been able to make sense of in terms of how this happened?
From what we found, it looks like it was a medication issue, not anything else. It's just like a manic episode of some kind. From a non-narcotic ADHD medicine.
Help me understand. So she was on an ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, very common for parents out there. They'll hear about it. They come with indications, but there's usually guidance about, well, you may start seeing things. Was this part of a downturn or a spiral? Was there any other behavior that gave you any indication that the kid was unstable?
No. She was fine. She wasn't unstable until she was put back on the medication. Her schoolwork without it.
Did she stop cutting herself when you took her off?
Yeah, she only cut herself that one time, and then the night right before she attacked my son, she cut her arm again. But she had not self-harmed before or after that.
No more window into what the cycle of events were that led to the violence.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, she doesn't have more to say in terms of explaining how it got to that place.
No, all I know is she was having thoughts of stabbing him about 2 weeks prior. She reached out to a few of her friends and told them. And unfortunately, they were maybe afraid to tell the parents or me, but they did not. So I had no idea that she was having those thoughts because she had begun to go to her room for hours. That wasn't normal for her. She would just want her own space.
April Lida, the heartbroken mother, provided an update on the family this week, shedding light on the situation. The 12-year-old daughter, whose name remains undisclosed, committed the act on January 5th, stabbing her 9-year-old brother, Xander, in the chest at their home in Tulsa's St. Thomas Square neighborhood. Lida expressed her daughter's positive behavior during the 6 months she has been living with other family members since the incident. Despite the support, the mother acknowledged the need for significant healing for both of them before they can consider living together again. Lida emphasized the necessity of mental and emotional assistance for her daughter, acknowledging potential permanent damage and the uncertainty of the extent of the impact. A GoFundMe page has been set up by Lida to help with the family situation. A GoFundMe for the horror-stricken family, started by a friend who considers April Lida her sister, offers testimony about both children. Her daughter was a well-behaved child with no prior history of behavioral problems, Jennifer Anthematin wrote on the fundraiser. Her son Xander was the sweetest boy who had the biggest smile. He loved to ride his bike, play Fortnite, hang out with his best friend, or just run errands with his mom. He loved spending time with his dad and grandma, going on trips with his family, and his favorite places was Sky Zone, incredible pizza, and the Children's Museum. His favorite foods were cheese pizza, tacos, and chocolate ice cream. He was an amazing son who would always do what he was told. Without hesitation, he wanted to make his mom proud. He loved his sister and brother very much, and he will be missed every second of every single day. It remains unclear whether the girl, whose identity is protected due to her age, has secured legal representation for the case. The Tulsa County Public Defender's Juvenile Division did not respond immediately to a request for comment. In accordance with Oklahoma law, she may be detained for up to 5 workdays pending the filing of a petition outlining potential allegations. While children aged 12 and younger are generally exempt from detention, exceptions are made in cases involving severe, felony-equivalent allegations where the child poses a risk to the community or themselves. Oklahoma law specifies that the age threshold for considering a child for prosecution as an adult on felony allegations of murder is 13 or older. The investigation is being handled by the police department's Child Crisis Unit. The mother chose not to disclose the specific type of medication her daughter was taking, clarifying that it was not intended for psychiatric purposes. She mentioned that her daughter was taken off the medication after she began self-harming, but unfortunately, it was too late. The damage was done. Due to the age of the perpetrator, the Tulsa District Attorney's Office is unable to disclose any details about the case, including the charges the girl is facing. The tragic death of Xander is not the family's only encounter with severe violence. In 2017, the boy's father, Levi Lida, faced felony animal abuse charges in Missouri for allegedly torturing his daughter's kitten to death. Levi, who admitted to being extremely intoxicated at the time, claimed he killed the cat because he perceived it as a burden on the family. Although he eventually agreed to a plea deal exchanging jail time for substance abuse treatment, Levi was cited for brutally assaulting a fellow inmate, causing them to sustain a moderate brain injury. While Levi is not the 12-year-old's biological father, April informed investigators that he treated her as if she were his own. She clarified that the girl spends a significant amount of time with Xander's dad and grandma, who regard her as their own daughter and granddaughter. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. Leave your comment below. Click that like button and notification bell if you like the video.